Hi everyone, welcome back to my next video. Today we are meeting Steve and Maryann, who live in Dash the Bus, and we are at Skoolie Palooza in Quartzsite, Arizona, and we're going to find all about how they have converted their bus into a masterpiece. I mean, it is beautiful in here.
Thank you.
And how and why and all those good things. So, how did you end up in the middle of the desert in a school bus?
We left Virginia the end of June after Steve completed converting the bus, and we've logged 12,000 miles now in Dash the Bus, and we've been pretty much all over the country. We wanted to take a break from regular life and get out on the road and see some places, and so that's what we've done.
And you're young, so you're not. Are you retired? Independently wealthy?
No.
Rich people?
It's our midlife crisis.
Midlife crisis.
We're 50-ish.
Some people buy Porsches. We bought a bus.
I like your thinking.
We decided to take our retirement in the middle. I'm a nurse. He's a truck driver. We can always go back to work.
Yes.
So we decided just to take a break and do some traveling.
My second wife was a nurse, and we had talked a lot about travel nursing, and so that's probably what you mean.
Yeah.
Yes.
Travel nursing. Just briefly tell us what travel nursing is.
Well, I'm not currently doing travel nursing, but nurses travel, and there's like a multi-state license that you can get. Most states participate in that, and you can work in any state with that license. There's several companies that will hire you to take on like a case management position for 6 months or even 3 months, or different positions that you can do and work.
So essentially, nurses are in such demand that they're begging you, and if they have to hire you and have you come and work for 3 months and pay you really well,
Yes.
they will.
It pays really well. Yes, it does.
And after 3 months or 6 months or however long, you can
either choose to stay, you can take another assignment, you can ask the company to reassign you somewhere else. Pretty much pick your place.
It's ideal if you've gone through all the work to become a nurse.
Absolutely. And it's very conducive for a mobile lifestyle. If you want to be on the road, it's a great background to have.
Yeah. It's ideal.
Yeah.
Yes.
And truck driver, of course.
Yeah, there's
what could be better?
A little bit like nursing, there's a huge demand, and the country right now is going through some changes in the industry, and they're screaming for drivers and qualified drivers. And since I've got almost 30 years experience, it's kind of a shoe-in to be able to walk into a place and get a job. So
you can go, decide you need some money, travel nurse for 3 months, drive drive truck for $3, and go
off
on.
You go.
Yeah.
Keep the dream alive.
You really are set up in an ideal way.
And that was one of the things that appealed about this whole bus thing, was that we have the ability to be mobile and to be employed being mobile. So what better way to do it than to take on a project like this that's going to allow you to see the country in relative comfort of your own home. So,
well, why a bus and not an RV?
RVs are cheap. They're poorly designed. They don't hold up to time. They fall apart. They're just very expensive and cheaply made. And with a bus, you know what you have. You can build it from the ground up, and it's yours. They're all one-of-a-kind pieces of art, and you don't get that with an RV.
So what did you think when he said, let's live in a bus?
Well, we were looking at RVs at the time when we decided on the bus, and he came to me and he was like, I've seen this thing online called Skoolies, and he started showing it to me, and we started looking at the numbers. I know that he can do carpentry, that kind of thing. I was on board from the very beginning. We bought the bus in August 2015. It was a fully functional school bus. I mean, it had all the seats in it. It had just been retired in Virginia. And
retired in Virginia means it only had 120,000 miles on a Cat engine. So that's break-in time.
It is. It literally is break-in time on a good Cat diesel engine.
So...
And they pamper these things.
Oh my gosh, they do all the maintenance on them. Everything.
We were given all the maintenance records, and it had new tires, which is huge.
Big money.
Yeah.
School buses carry the most important thing in our lives.
Oh, absolutely.
So they are built strong and maintained perfectly.
And they're built to roll. I mean, this thing has a roll cage in it.
Yeah,
Right.
It's
the structure of them, like you said, safest vehicle on the road.
It is the safest vehicle on the road.
So, and for us,
it's not
that
the
was a big
best
appeal.
gas mileage.
No.
You know, your mortgage becomes your diesel bill.
Yeah. That's true. We knew that going
Yeah,
in.
we knew that going in. So
But you
that's-
can just slow down and drive
yeah,
a little less.
You stop a little more
Yeah.
and drive a little slower and take your time, because that's the whole point of it anyways.
It is. Yeah. That's the.
And we tow our car. So that, you know, we have noticed, though, it doesn't really matter whether we're towing the car or not towing the car.
No,
It's the same.
it's 7 miles to the gallon, no matter
Yeah.
if you're pulling a car or if you're
I-
going downhill or
Yeah.
what.
That's usually true of
Yeah,
diesels,
diesels
unless
are
it's a
consistent
huge
that way.
weight.
Yeah, absolutely.
80,000 pounds.
Yeah.
You're nowhere near
But we
that.
found to have the car has been amazing because
Right.
we can park the bus, you know, in a safe campground place and drive the car to sightsee, to do whatever. You know, it's just like having our home in our car.
So how long have you been on the road?
June 28th.
So this is our 7th month. Left Virginia in June of last year and headed up the eastern seaboard all the way into Canada, Prince Edward Island, back into Maine, across all 5 Great Lakes, over to Seattle. Had planned on driving to Alaska, and Maryann convinced me that it was cheaper to take a cruise. So we did. We parked the bus for a week, and
The diesel money alone paid for the cruise.
yeah.
Yes.
So and
Yeah.
So we just took a break for a week, went up there, came back, headed towards Oregon after there, spent some time in Oregon, then kind of made a big loop through the Southwest, back up to Oregon, and then back down the coast to California, and then over to here is where we found ourselves in the last month.
And what do you think so far? Good, bad, right decision, bad decision?
No regrets.
No regret.
No regrets at all.
No.
I ask that question. Usually the regret is, I wish I'd done it earlier.
Yeah, that would have been nice. But, you know,
It
for
takes-
us, it's still early. We've got another
Yeah.
however many years we can keep doing this until we
Right.
get ready to do something different. But no regrets.
It's really become home. In the very beginning, you know, when you've always worked, you've always got up in the morning, got dressed, gone to a job. It was strange. It was an adjustment. And there was, like, I think probably in the first 2 months, we felt kind of, are we homesick? What is, you know, but slowly this has become our home. And we don't have, you know, we don't have a house. We
No,
don't
no,
have-
this is everything.
For some people, it's almost guilt
Yeah.
that you're not working. I
Oh,
should be working.
yeah.
I should be making something, doing something.
Yeah, we've had some strange feelings like that we have to really talk about and figure out what am I feeling? Is it homesickness? Are we missing our kids? Are we missing our friends? What is it that? But you're right. You start to think, I should be doing something.
And then we're reminded a lot with conversations with family and friends, and even through social media, you're doing something so many people wish they would do,
Right.
but they don't for whatever reason holds them back. And both Maryann and I, before we did this, we lost some people at early ages. You know, they were young, in their 40s and 50s, that just dropped dead with huge lists of things they wanted to do. Never did them.
Right.
We didn't want to wait anymore, so
That changes you.
it really does.
When you see that, and especially if you see it often, that changes you.
It does.
I'm not gonna. That's an example I don't want to follow.
We had been in New York City visiting an old friend of mine from California years ago. Had a great time with him, and a month later he was gone, dead. You know, and for
50?
us that really pushed us. We were like,
50?
It's time to go.
Wow.
It's time to go do this.
Right.
So we didn't want to wake up dead one morning having not done anything.
Right. Right.
So
And you mentioned kids. For a lot of times, women especially have a hard time leaving grandkids. Do you have grandkids?
I have grand dogs.
no
It's
kids, just
about the
grand
same.
dogs.
No, we both have 2 children, and they're grown. My daughter's 20, about to be 28 tomorrow, and she lives in Memphis, Tennessee. My son is 22 and lives in the Washington, D.C. area, and they've started their lives, and I do miss them. I talk to them often, and we make plans, you know, to be together. But they both have told me, Mom, home is wherever you are. for us, that's where home is. And, you know, when we get ready to do family things and holidays and, you know, we'll just plan it.
And they'll come to you?
They'll either come to me or we'll go to them
Right.
or we'll trade off.
It's worked both ways.
That's
so
why
far.
you live on wheels.
That's right.
If it's time to go see them, you go see them.
Go see them. Exactly.
They've been very supportive. And
And then I have
Steve's
two kids that both live in California. One in
Ideal.
Sacramento and one in LA, and we both have seen both of them recently. And all four of our kids between us love what we're doing. And that's kind of nice because a lot of families, we've heard there's a lot of pushback from choosing this type of a lifestyle. And they don't understand it for whatever reason. But for us, our kids are what's important. And since they're all four on board, that just makes it that much more enjoyable.
You will see them more since they live on opposite coasts.
Oh, absolutely.
You will see them more than if you were living in a home in one coast or the other.
And usually in a better environment because we're somewhere fun with this thing.
And you're happier now.
And we're happy. Exactly.
And that's never a bad thing.
No, never.
Right. We did the pictures here on the bus on purpose. Our kids are with us. So.
We told them we'd take you guys with us wherever we go, and they were all excited. We said, no, just the pictures.
No, you got to work and stay somewhere.
Yeah. We've paid our dues.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I mean, I've really enjoyed hearing your story. Would you mind if we took around your bus? I am really blown away by the beauty of your bus.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We're pretty proud of it. You did a really
should
good
be.
job.
Yeah, we knew we did something right. We went to Tate's graduation at Virginia Tech, and a $350,000 Phaeton motorhome parked face to face with us. And the owner of it said, I really want to know what you got going on your bus. So he sat in this chair right here for about an hour just going, oh my God, I feel so much more home in this bus than I do in that contraption. And it was amazing to us. We both just kind of looked at each other and smiled and said, okay, we got something really special here. And everybody that's come on board has said, this is pretty awesome. And, you know, it's funny because you kind of lose that sight when you're in the building process. You forget how neat something is. And then you walk back into it and you're like, all right, this is pretty cool. You know, you have to remind yourself sometimes.
Yeah.
And she said something during the build process one time that really struck a chord with me. She says, you know, your fingerprint is on every inch of this bus.
It is. Every decision.
And
the two of you.
For both of us, that was like, yeah, that's a true statement. We both have our hands on everything in this bus. And it's kind of nice to be able to say we finally built our own home.
Mm-hmm. And own it outright.
And own it outright.
Right.
Yeah. Titles in hand. That makes it even nicer.
Yeah.
No payments.
Right.
But yeah, I'd love to show it.
Sure, let's take a look around.